What's up, Grow and Glow Fit family? Welcome back to a new video. What's up? This week is gonna be a crunch wrap week, so we're basically gonna be copying Taco Bell's menu, but it's gonna be half the calories and higher in protein. So for breakfast, we're gonna be making a breakfast crunch wrap with some hash browns, scrambled eggs, bacon, and sausage. And then for lunch, we're gonna be doing like a Taco Bell crunch wrap supreme with ground beef, lettuce, sour cream, all the goodies in there. Let's go ahead and get straight into our ingredients for our breakfast crunch wraps. So you're going to need some eggs. I'm gonna be using whole eggs and some egg whites as well. And then you're gonna need some hash browns. So I have some regular hash browns, and then as a healthier alternative, you can use some cauliflower hash browns. I'm going to be using both in mine. And then you're gonna need some ground turkey breakfast sausage, some center cut bacon. This seems to be the lower calorie bacon. And then finally, some large burrito tortillas. I wasn't able to find the carb balance ones that are typically a little bit higher in protein at my local grocery store. So I had to get this one. But if your local grocery store has the carb balance ones, I would recommend doing that one because it's twice the protein versus this one being 5 grams of protein. The only benefit to this one is that it is a little bit lower in calories, so we kind of get a win there. But that's all you're gonna need for your breakfast. Let's go ahead and get straight into the prepping. All right, so we're gonna start off by making our hash brown patties first. I'm really just gonna be looking at the back of the package and cooking it as instructed. So you're gonna wanna go ahead and preheat your oven to 400 degrees. So I'm gonna be making mine in the air fryer. So I'm gonna follow the air fryer instructions. Whatever the hash brown patties instructions are that you grab, that's what you're gonna follow to cook yours. I'm gonna be making 8 crunch wraps. So I am gonna go ahead and place enough for that. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and stick my hash browns in the air fryer at 400 degrees for 20 minutes. And then I'm gonna flip it about midway. So let's go ahead and put these in. While our hash browns are in the air fryer cooking, we're gonna go ahead and scramble our eggs and get that cooked. I'm gonna be using the 12 eggs that I have. Okay, then I'm gonna go in with my egg whites. All right, so I have my 12 eggs and my 6 egg whites in my bowl. I'm gonna go ahead and add some salt and pepper and then scramble it up. You can also choose to season your eggs after the fact, if that's easier for you, so you don't over salt them. All right, once you have scrambled your eggs and your egg whites together, you can go ahead and just set this aside for now. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get our bacon in the oven as well. So if you're using your oven for your hash browns, you can wait till your hash browns are completed, or you can choose to cook your bacon on the pan, on the stovetop. So I went ahead and preheated my oven to 425. And I'm gonna cook my bacon for about 15 minutes in the oven so that it can get super crispy and easy for me to crumble. All right, so I went ahead and sprayed some oil in my pan, and it's set to medium-high heat. I'm gonna add my eggs that we set aside earlier in the video to my pan. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and cook my eggs. All right, our hash browns are all nice and golden. Okay, once your eggs are cooked to your liking, you can go ahead and remove it from the heat. And then I wiped it out with a paper towel. I'm gonna spray a little bit of spray oil, and then we're gonna add in half of our turkey sausage. Okay, this is what our bacon's looking like at the 15-minute mark. I feel like it still needs a little bit more time. I'm gonna drain it again and pat it dry, and then I'm gonna put it back in for about 5 more minutes. Before we start assembling our crunch wraps, we're gonna go ahead and shred our cheese. So you're gonna need 4 ounces of sharp cheddar cheese. Wow, that's perfect, right on the dot. Okay, so I have my small bowl, my grater, with my 4 ounces cheese, and I'm just gonna go ahead and grate that down. All right, so we have all of our ingredients prepped, so now we can go ahead and start assembling our crunch wraps. I'm gonna be utilizing my scale so that I can weigh out all of my ingredients per serving. Start off with your large tortilla, and then you're gonna do 0.5 ounces or half an ounce of cheese. Take your hash brown, and then we're gonna take our eggs and do 93 grams of eggs. Once you have your eggs, you're gonna take your bacon. We're gonna go ahead and just crumble it up. That's why it's important to get really crispy bacon when you cook it. All right, and then once you have all your ingredients in there, you can go ahead and just start wrapping this up. And that's pretty much what it's gonna look like. And you're gonna repeat the same process with the rest of your ingredients. And then we're gonna go ahead and toast all of them up. We're gonna use about a tablespoon of butter to toast our crunch wraps. If you don't have butter or you don't wanna use butter, you can also use some spray oil. So you're just gonna let that toast till it's nice and golden brown. And then we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. All right, your crunch wrap should be nice and golden brown with a nice crisp to it whenever you're finished. We're gonna go ahead and place it on our paper towel lined aluminum foil and wrap it up, and that's pretty much it. And I'm gonna finish toasting the rest of our wraps off camera, but that's pretty much it for our breakfast. I hope you guys give this crunch wrap a try, and let me know what you guys think about it down in the comments below. To make your crunch wrap supremes for lunch, you're gonna need the following ingredients. So, of course, you're gonna need some tortillas, burrito style. You're going to need some ground beef. That's what we're gonna be using for our filling. You're gonna need some sharp cheddar cheese or whatever cheese you prefer. You'll need some salsa, some Doritos, some plain non-fat Greek yogurt, 1 packet of taco seasoning, some iceberg lettuce, and some tomatoes. But let's go ahead and get straight into the recipe. Okay, so we went ahead and shredded our lettuce and our tomatoes. Now let's go ahead and get into our cheese. So you're gonna need about 4 ounces of sharp cheddar cheese, and I'm gonna just weigh that out with my scale. All right, we have our 4 ounces of shredded cheese ready to use, and everything else prepped and ready to go. Let's head over to our stovetop so that we can cook our ground beef. All right, so I went ahead and set my pan to medium-high heat, and then I sprayed some of my spray oil in the pan, and then I'm gonna go ahead and add my 2 pounds of ground beef, and we're just gonna brown our meat. All right, so our meat is fully brown. I'm gonna go ahead and just lower my heat now, and then I'm gonna add in my taco seasoning packet that we bought and pour in 3/4 cup of water with it. And you're just gonna bring that to a low simmer, and that's pretty much how you make your ground beef for your crunch wraps. All right, let's go ahead and assemble our crunch wrap. All right, so we went ahead and placed our tortilla. We got 100 grams of ground beef. Then we're gonna take 14 grams of sharp cheddar cheese. Then we're gonna place our Dorito chips. We're gonna do about 3 or 4 of these, just enough to kind of cover your meat area. 25 grams of tomatoes. We're gonna do 40 grams of shredded lettuce. Then we're gonna do 20 grams of Greek yogurt, and try to do your best to like spread this out if you can. I hate whenever like I bite into taco and then all the sour cream is just in one spot. Then you're gonna take your chunky salsa, and you're going to do 15 grams of salsa. That's really just like about a spoonful. We're gonna actually take a couple extra wraps, so I took it and I cut it into 4s, and I'm gonna just take that and place it right in the middle, and then I'm going to fold it over, and that's basically what we're gonna do to assemble our crunch wrap. Okay, so we went ahead and assembled our crunch wrap, so now we're gonna toast them up. I have my pan set to medium-high heat, and I'm gonna drop about 1/4 of a tablespoon of butter into my pan and melt that down. Now we're gonna take our crunch wrap and do the same thing we did for breakfast, and we're gonna start with the opening facing down so that we can toast that first, get some stability. Now I'm just gonna let that toast for about 2 to 3 minutes, and I'm just gonna watch it till it gets nice and golden brown. And once your tortilla looks nice and crispy and golden brown like this, you're gonna remove it from your heat and set it on your aluminum foil wrapped with paper towels. I'm gonna go ahead and just show you real quick. This is what it looks like whenever your tortillas are done. You're gonna wrap it up with a paper towel. This just helps with the condensation, and then you're gonna wrap it up with the aluminum foil. And that's pretty much it. And then you have a grab and go, quick, easy option. All you have to do is pop it in the microwave or throw it in the air fryer for a couple minutes, and they're good as new. So enjoy. All right, fam, and this brings this video to a close. For this week, I'm going to be eating my crunch wraps for breakfast with a honey crisp apple, and then for lunch, I'm going to be eating it with some baby carrots. And then for my drink, I'll just drink some water. I like to kind of stick to water so that way I can stay hydrated, plus not drink my calories. I hope that you guys try out this crunch wrap. It's super delicious. It's almost like having fast food at home. So it's really one that you can't beat. And I don't know about you guys, but it kind of takes care of that craving for me of wanting to eat out and eating unhealthy. So if you guys do give this one a try, let me know down in the comments below what you guys thought about it. And if you enjoy my videos, please subscribe and like the videos and come back for more. I will be posting soon some workout videos. I promise I didn't forget. Again, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn your post notifications on so that you guys are notified every time there is a new upload with a healthy recipe. Remember to continue to grow stronger, glow brighter, and stay fit. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.